I'm going to give you my closing playbook. I have 3 distinct plays that I use to close candidates, and we use it in the office here. And the importance of this is, everyone's got their way of closing candidates. They probably have 1, 2, 3. I don't know. You might have a few ways of doing it. Every deal is unique, as you know. But having a very structured idea of which play is going to be best used in what scenario is actually quite important, because a close can make or break your deal, right? At the end of the day, if you cannot get it closed, you ain't got a deal. So sometimes what is best practice close isn't actually best practice for this deal. And I want to explore that with you, because I don't know, maybe I get a sense that there's a standard close in every business, in every recruiting business, but it's that way or the highway. I came from that sort of environment where I was like, this just doesn't apply right now. It's just not going to. So I'm going to break them down on why these 3 plays work in different scenarios. And then you can maybe take them back to your desk and think, okay, how would that apply to my desk? Or you might say, I've got extra ones. I'd love to hear about them. But the 3 main plays I have are this. The standard close. The first one is a standard close. So what is a standard close? Let's just start there. A standard close to me and our team and from everyone I see in recruitment is you get an offer from the client and you call the candidate and you say, hi, all right, how did the last interview go? Great. Looks like they're about to make an offer. Fantastic. I've just had a missed call from the client. Cool. Status check. Where are we at? This is like before you give them any offers, how are we going? Are we ready to receive an offer? Have you gone through all your meetings? Are we still putting this client at number 1? Is that still your preference? Are there any? So first of all, my first question is touch base on all that stuff. Then what I'll do is say, look, if the company offers today, which I'm hoping that they do, is there anything preventing you accepting that offer? That's the powerful question. I've done an episode on that question alone, but this is the standard close. So we go through a status check. Are we in a good position right now? Blah, blah, blah. If they offer you today, is there anything preventing you accepting that offer from them today? And they'll say no, well, depending on the offer. I go, great. So let's get into it, okay? So I know, and this is where you kind of go into, you're currently on this, you said you'd be happy to do it, accept at this level. I know their salary banding, is it in line with that? Keeping in mind, you already know what that offer is. You want to try and close them below the offer you have, obviously. And let's just say they're on 100 grand, your offer's 130, and you go, they say, look, anything above 120, I'll accept. And you say, look, obviously you get to see the contract, but I just need to know that in that moment, if we get it wrong, I need to negotiate on your behalf. So if I were to get you 120, are you happy for me to accept on your behalf? Generate the contract. And they say yes. You go, fantastic. Sit tight. Sit by your phone. Hang up. Wait 10 minutes. Call them back. Good news, bad news. Oh, what's the bad news? Oh, bad news is I didn't get you 120. Oh, fuck. What's the good news? Got you an offer. That was 130. Oh, my God. Fantastic. So they have the heart attack. They get excited. Go, so what I've done is accepted on your behalf. I will send you an email now, and this is an offer and acceptance email, essentially to lock in what we've just discussed so you can see the details. It'll have your, address, email, stuff to go into the client. You'll be CC'd in on it just for the contract and that sort of stuff. Congratulations. How exciting. Oh, my God, that's so good, blah, 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 blah. That's a standard close. Standard close. And 9 times out of 10, that's the approach. It is the simplest way to get people committed, simplest way to close out a deal, and we can, job well done. But there are times when that's not appropriate. There are times where, candidates are difficult. There are times when they've got other options. There are times when you don't have the preferred option. And you've got to think, how do I close this deal? Because that standard close will not work if they have a preferred role. So then you got to think, well, what is the strategy? What's my closing playbook around those? So the second play I have, right, is around we call it this or that strategy. This works when you've got 2 offers, okay? And when you have 2 offers and they can't pick between them, here's a challenge, because how do you go and standard close them and saying, if I get you this, will you accept? They're actually unable to do it. Ideally, in that scenario, you get them to do that work to pull them apart, but they're going to have in their head, I just need to see the offers, because they want to make sure, like a lot of people won't say it, but they want best money. And they're like, well, I'm happy to let money be the decider. They also might not be completely convinced that they're going to leave their company, or, they're going to have offers that are convoluted. So it might not just be a base salary. It might be a commission structure involved in the package, and therefore, their thresholds and their percentages are going to matter, right? So it's not just about how much they take home on the base. It's actually how much they take home as an overall package. So then that also includes what are their fees, average fees that they generate, that sort of stuff. So sometimes you just need to do the this or that strategy. So the this or that strategy is very simple logic. A candidate will always, whether they say it to you or not, compare this with that. This is their job, and that is the job offer you have got them. They are literally going, do I take this and stay where I am, or do I take that and jump over there? That's the this or that strategy. When you have two offers, that's the dream, because this or that becomes option A and option B. Job offer A is this, and job offer B is that. The company they work for is nowhere in their consideration, because now they've got choice outside of their company. And I guarantee you, if you get to that place and you've got two job offers, the this or that strategy works really well. What you need to do is put some timeframes around it. So look, I've got two offers for you. I'm really excited for you. Good news is that both companies love you. Bad news is we have two other candidates for both those roles that are viable backups. We can't muck around. So I need you to sit down tonight, look at this and that, and tell me which one you want to take. That's the this or that strategy, right? You give them the offer. You don't pre-close them. You give it to them. You go, it's this or that. And the psychology on it works almost every time. That's playbook number 2. Playbook number 3 is I hate using playbook number 3, but sometimes you have to do it. So playbook number 3 we call either giving the monkey the gun or let it burn a hole in their pocket. You go, what do you mean giving the monkey a gun? Well, we saw this video years ago that we just thought it was hilarious. And it was this picture of a monkey, and there was all these African dudes with guns, right? And they're sitting around this monkey going, oh, stupid monkey, stupid monkey. And then they gave the monkey their gun, thinking, oh, look, he's got the gun. And the monkey worked out how to fire the gun. It had been watching these guys shoot, its whole life, and it picked up the gun. It's going, and they're laughing. And then all of a sudden, they're going, oh, this is fantastic. Look, the monkey's got he gets the gun and just shoots the air. And the dudes freak out. Oh my God, the monkey's shooting the gun. The logic here is that once you give the candidate the offer, you're giving them the gun. And once they have the gun, they're going to use it against you, right? We all know this. When you give that monkey the gun, when you give the candidate an offer, that's when they go quiet. That's when they stop returning your calls. The power is completely with them. They have the gun. So that's the give the monkey the gun strategy, or as I like to more eloquently put it, let it burn a hole in their pocket. So why would I use this play? I would use this play in a scenario where we know we do not have the preferred option, right? But we might have the first offer out, and we might be the horse bolting out going, let's just go fast and hard. Because what we know is that we're up against some pretty stiff competition in terms of other companies and other roles, but we also know that person really needs a job. We also know that person really doesn't like their job, so they're very motivated to leave. We also know that they may not get these other jobs. The best thing we can do is offer fast, offer hard, put it in their pocket, and just say, you got a week to make your decision. And sometimes that burning a hole in their pocket, they go, once a candidate sees that there's an offer, it becomes very real for them. So all these gripes that they might have or whatever, you've got an offer from that company, and they go, I should really consider this. This is actually, I feel flattered. That's a good offer. And they haven't got anything from their preferred ones. And you can watch the scales tip sometimes when you let that offer burn a hole in their pocket. So it's a pretty straightforward one. I wouldn't advocate that one being used often. It might also be that you've got it's neck and neck. There might be another recruiter or whatever. Maybe you've just got a really good offer. So going for a standard close ain't going to work, because how can you do it? You got 50K more or something stupid like that. So sometimes just going, I wouldn't ordinarily do it this way, but look how good this offer is. They go, oh my God, that's a really good offer. The competition's not going to pay it. It's being paid over just for some reason. But that's maybe when you let it burn the hole in their pocket, there's a bit of logic behind why you want to let them have that offer. That's it. they're the 3 plays, right? So you got your standard close, which is a pre-close offer acceptance email. It's very clean, it's very controlled, and that is my preferred way of closing. The second one is this or that. Are you giving them an option between their current job, or that new offer, or are you giving them a option A and option B, this or that? That if you can get an option A, option B, this or that, that's when I'm okay with saying we've got 2 offers. Here's what they look like, this or that. 24 hours, let's go. And then the third one, again, don't love it, but there's a place for it. Give the monkey the gun, let it burn a hole in their pocket. I would love to know if you've got alternative plays, or even you think of closes as plays, because they're plays. You're running a move, you're running a play. Like, what is the best play for this scenario? I want to know. If you've got one that you think works really well, comment below or send me an email. I'm really curious. I'll add it to a podcast if you want to have a chat around it. I'd love to hear from you. So, yeah. Thanks for listening. Like, share, subscribe. Helps us grow. As always, have an amazing day, and may all your deals, and your closing playbooks come true.